Greetings and salutations. Woo, man, little bit of news coming this week, right? I'm just saying, I've been hearing there's been a little bit of smoke that's been put up there, and also looks like we might have some coaches who are maybe coming on home. Sounds a little good, looks even better, but we're oftentimes reminded that recruiting's the lifeblood of any good program, right? What's up, little baby? We're a little late today, but we already know what's up and what's about to be. Fangs up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does!
And that might be the knockout punch.
Greetings and salutations. Good to have it in the background, but also better to have it checked on, right? Did not realize I set up the vertical thing, so I'm gonna try to stay as still as possible. But let's see. What's up, Gail? What's up, Marvin? Look, good times right now. We expected some announcements on Tuesday, right? I might have to show up for that. Not even gonna lie. Like, just gonna happen to be in town, supposedly. So if it be the Lord's will, we'll probably be there. I got a question to ask. It's definitely not a Fangs Up question, man. What's up, HBC Band Talk? What's up, Terra T? But what we did get today, it's gonna be one of those shows where we multitasking a little bit. Normally completely locked in, but we have to have it on the side here looking. So we're gonna move it as we go. I was looking right, There we go. So, what's up, family babble? What to do? Hey, one day at a time, Doc. One day at a time. So, lifeblood of a program, we all know it's recruiting, right? We're seeing when you look across a couple sports, fan recruiting, it's been pretty solid. I ain't gonna lie to you. You kind of look over and you look at some of our rival programs in the SWAC, man, and it's been a bit of a struggle for some of them. Like, I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. Like, we've really seen where some of these teams that are in the SWAC are honestly struggling to maintain talent. Like, that's an understatement when you look at kind of what's going on with a team like a Jackson State. That's their problem. But at the same point, we kind of see what's going on there. So FAMU, we got some of that same problem, but it's interesting to see some of these guys who've been offered, right? Like, we've got some names. We don't have all the graphics super ready, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna run with it. Like, we're gonna run with it or make it do what it do and make it look right. So let's see what we got here. So, as y'all know, Rattler boosters always looking for a little extra help, looking for some more members. So I am going to soon be in that number of individuals because I ain't gonna lie, I definitely made some budgetary choices. So that was one of those ones where it's like it's still gonna be there. May not be as fast as I would normally do it, but it's gonna be there, man. Now for today, it ain't there right now, but we did see. We kind of looked around at FAMU basketball, and forgive me for looking to the right a little bit, but got to get them pulled up, man. FAMU basketball caught some L's today. Both teams. I'll be honest though, the guys gave me some hope. Like, the guys looked good, pretty solid. Had some solid days. The ladies, not so much. So they end up losing 72-57 to West Georgia. Not a shock. I do love the jersey though. I like that jersey better than the men's jersey. We see another game where ladies kind of can't catch a break, man, right? So if you are frustrated about that, I share your sentiments. I definitely understand. But the men doubled down and they also lost. So, but they were winning at half. So I'm not sure. I didn't get to watch it. I had a lot going on today, but I, I mm, I'm not gonna get overly frustrated with it right now, right? Like we're definitely seeing that this team's got potential they need to work on, but kind of is what it is, right? And you said it right. A lot of talent around the state, and a lot of that talent is going to some particular sports in particular. Like I'm going to say it like that. Like track team, coach has been eating. Like coach is literally had himself a little doozy of a year. Look, follow some of y'all's words. Put that full screen on. Here go one of them right here. Lori Lewis. So track athlete. Got a few of them, man. So, this is off the Instagram here. Didn't get to download it yet, man, but that's a big name. That's a pretty solid get. Just saying, man. And then we're out rebounded and fouled out. Yeah. That's kind of is what it is, right? FAMU basketball. Now this one right here. I don't know if y'all saw this one too. And I think we mentioned it, but Malachi Dawson. We got to invite Coach to come onto the show after the break, right? So another track athlete, per his Instagram as well, committed to FAMU, man. So I like to see that. Like I'm here for it, man. So you guys are happy now. You can't blame Colsey this year. That's a tough statement, Doc. I'll say this. I won't say I'm happy about it because that would presume that I was happy that Colsey got fired or that Colsey didn't succeed, right? I won't go that far. I wanted Colsey to succeed. So for me, it's a little more on the lines of we just missed the mark. And you can't quite miss the mark like that, right? Like it ain't horseshoes. It's just not close enough. Ain't gonna hit it, right? That's not gonna do. So we're gonna see what it's gonna be like, what it's looking like. I will say though, I'm trying to find it. I know I just shared it, but if you missed it, I told y'all we got another Sheffield in Tallahassee. So Gary Sheffield's son, his other son, Christian, he's committed to FAMU. I want to see he's gonna have the baseball wiggle like his pops, right? That's gonna be interesting. The other brother has it. So again, Christian Sheffield, per his social media accounts, this is the one on Facebook, man. So got some stuff, man. Like FAMU baseball, FAMU. Yeah, they doing a little something. And I also see, I don't know if y'all saw, but some of these offers just openly just saying it now. We going on get that thing ready so you can see. Let's see, Tymetris Patterson, he's one of them. These are off the fifth quarter page, man. So, but you start looking at some of these players and information, and look where a lot of these guys are coming from. This one right here, SIAC, little Division II love, man. So it's kind of interesting to see, like, right? So when we're looking at, especially recruiting, right? And we didn't get to fully knock out all the students that I plan to. I'll say it like that, just schedule hit. But one of the things I'm noticing, I appreciate what Kelvin did for the Avengers show. Like the last show when all of us were together, we did the blind, you can call it blind taste test, right? Where it was like, who do you want based on the record? And he showed that Quinn Gray trajects to be going in the direction a lot of these other guys. I'm loving that. I think that's something solid. But the other thing you're seeing is when you're looking at who he's offering, right? You're seeing a lot of offers to guys who are on that Albany State team. And you're seeing where even South Carolina State, as well as Prairie View, they took some of the best players in Division II and brought them up. And that's solid. That's a solid. We did get that commitment from the offensive line, Michael Reed. But I think going forward, right, just to make sure we keep it focused. Like I know it's going to be a little loosey-goosey, but it ain't going to be that bad. We have to make sure that we continue to build up into this recruiting. Now, I will say, I saw the contract that y'all saw in the blogs for it. I ain't going to say people watch Fangs Up. I ain't going to say people watch ONG or some of these other shows. But what I will say is, I really feel like your president has her fingerprints all over this contract because that contract was written like a lawyer wrote it. Like, just started to look, and some of the things that she talked about, credit to Marvel. I saw somebody putting one of the things like, what y'all gonna say about her now? It's like something else. They don't like her. But you can see where she was saying we need to support NIL. And all of a sudden, you look in that contract, there's an allotment for NIL. Like, I just saying, when I was at the Valley in the early 80s, lots of guys went to the league. They weren't much bigger and physical, in my opinion. None of the SWAC teams could compete. I'm just here. I'm just a dude. Look, I will say this. I make no bone about it that I willingly share my opinions. I try to keep them as fact-based as possible, but I'm just saying, I really think you start looking at this, you have some good leadership, and there's a reason Angela Suggs was kept. I'll be honest, that could be a good little team for a little while, man. So, man, I also emphasis on APR, i.e. summer school. Yes, like one of the things when you're looking at this contract, right, it is a lot of the, how do I say this? Colsey got a contract that was written for Willie Simmons. Stay with me. Quinn Gray is getting a contract that, minus the years, probably should have been written for Colsey. Because what does it show? It shows growth. Like one of the first things that you probably heard me complain about and talk about in these contracts is the fact we didn't show we learned stuff. Like you starting to look around and see a lot of times we didn't show that we grew. Like when you look at what we did for Colsey, it didn't show that we went through those struggles with APR. It was just a contract to kind of just get him in the door, right? Like, there we go. That's, I'll say it for the people in the back, Ash. Like, there's a buyout. Like, how many years? Pretty much the entire time for the Colsey contract. One of my complaints was, man, when we wrote this contract, there were some questions. Like, I'm not a trained lawyer, but I know enough to say there should have been some different language in here. You're seeing with Quinn Gray, the language is there. It's not just assuming that he's going to win. It's assuming that he should win. We're going to do everything within our feasible power to help him win. But it doesn't guarantee you dubs. And I think what you're starting to see is the arms race has started. And I've said this a couple weeks ago. I'll say it again. HBCUs that are going to relate to just the business of doing this thing, right? Like when it comes to upgrading facilities and stuff like that, like we're in a point where the Power Four, Power Five schools, they're still making upgrades, but they're not making the same upgrades, right? Like they're focused more on the high end clients versus capacity. They're not so much as worried as having the latest, greatest, and best weight room. They have great ones. So they're like, hey, if we got a really great weight room, we're good, especially if we can just pay you. And so when you're starting to look at some of this stuff here, right? Recruiting is the lifeblood of the program. And to have a school leader who says, okay, NIL needs to step its game up, that's huge. And when I'm looking at that across in football, I started looking and Lawson started saying the same thing because it's called spade a spade. The board of trustees did us no favors on the basketball court. I mean, can we say it? We see what Curry's doing at Grambling with players who were committed to come to FAMU. Some that played at FAMU versus not saying Coach Ward can't do it, but now Coach Ward is restarting and having to reset versus kind of doing a continuation of what was already working, right? And so just kind of looking here and seeing one of the recruits that are being brought in, it matters. Like to me, seeing Gary Sheffield's son comes to FAMU, I don't think he stays at FAMU for 4 years. I think the kid comes to FAMU. If he has a good year, he has a good year. But he knows his son's going to be well coached. He knows Shoop's a good coach. And let's call a spade a spade. If he plays well at FAMU, he transfers over to Florida State with his brother. I mean, like, we can play this. You're going to be a FAMU lifer game if you want to, or we can be real people about this. And I said it the other show where we got to start changing how we look at this stuff with the advent of the transfer portal. But we also have to understand that we're not the bottom feeders. Like as much as we talk about what FAMU don't have and this and that, your head football coach is coming to FAMU, or your new head football coach is coming to FAMU. He got a lot more than what he had at Albany State. Not just his salary, support-wise. We talk about his staff alone on 1 point. I'm for it. Like, and if excuse the little the internet things, man. Normally we good, but I don't know what's going on today. But that's huge. That's not something to shake your fist at. Like, I think it's a big deal though, man. I'm interested to see if private equity will take over the HBCUs or if anyone would be receptive to the idea. I don't know. This is my question with private equity. And, you know, we've seen this. They started creeping in at the Power 5 level, and they really want to get in at Florida State. Private equity's got to make some business. So if they come into a place like a FAMU, you have to really work on the idea of the P3 type vibe. This is my question with the P3 type situation. We've seen it work off campus, right? Is it something that you actually bring into the gate of your stadium where you take it from being this place where off-site you can play games, you know, watch sports, and you can stay to a place where no, this is this company's area. They're essentially renting it from FAMU, but paying you a price, and they just run it. Like, do you have something like that? Like, that's just me. Like, just saying. And the basketball coach at Howard hit it a few years ago about selling private equity. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, at a certain place, you're going to have to keep up. And with keeping up, we have to understand, again, sports is the front porch. We're already talking about consolidation of programs, right? Like, I don't know if y'all saw the thing for the Bog, but they were talking about closing or consolidating history in African American studies at FAMU, which if I get a chance on Tuesday, that's what I'm asking about. It's not about sports. Like, you did what you got to do with the football team. That's great. My question is now dealing with the history of FAMU and the legacy. So that's just me leaning in, letting y'all know where I'm coming from. How do you think staff will round out? Of course, I'm jumping the gun. Man, woo. You are jumping the gun. And I was wondering, I was actually going to see about, if we could do a show on that. Let me put that down on a note, man, because that's a great chance to catch me off the cuff and just saying how we feel. Full disclosure, to Marvin's point, I gotta move the mic. But I actually was looking it up. So it's funny, you would think you were right there with me. I was looking that up and was like, hmm. YouTube too. So I got it in the background, man. So we got good balls. I just don't know what's going on, man. It's funny and funky today. So let's see. So I'm gonna come back to that though. I'm gonna definitely come back to that. So so when you say step your NIL game up, is she saying they are going to include the auxiliary funds? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think that's an explanation they're gonna have to provide us. I think they're going to do a better job of having some of what I was talking about, those hidden fees. I think you get more of those. But I did share with somebody, and I've shared on the show before, some ideas for how we can kind of modernize the boosters and the NAA. I think you can do some of that too, man. So that's just me though. And that's about private equity. Normally, private equity doesn't pan out. They just streamline everything and they just cut things until they make it cheaper. Like, so yeah. I think the leaders would go for naming rights. I would hope so. I mean, I said this years before. I got fussed at it about it on Twitter from a brother, and I could give two rats tails about it. When you look at every school not named Florida State, they have sold the rights to one or more of their athletic facilities. So I think when you're talking about those kind of things, you got to look across the train track and see where the market is for that. And because obviously there's not a big market for it in Tallahassee. Otherwise, Florida State would have done it. But at the same point, you even look further down and you look at UF, there's only one facility on campus that they have that has a corporate sponsor behind it. And that's the basketball arena. Everything else, they just got it out the mud. Like, their alumni just raised the money, put a bunch of money, and put some names on it. But they didn't. It ain't the Coca-Cola Center. It ain't the Pepsi Center, even though I believe Gatorade might be a Pepsi product. I don't remember. You don't have none of that. It's just, this is what it is. So outside of their basketball arena, they don't even have corporate sponsors. If you look, the only arenas or universities whose arenas have corporate sponsors are in big cities. USF, UCF, FAU, FIU, and I think FIU's football stadium still FIU something. No, it's Pitbull Stadium now. So you're still not finding many, if any, of the universities that are not in major metropolitan cities have corporate sponsors. So, and I love Ashley's point. Auxiliary funds need to be used for rev share. That comes directly from the university. I agree with that. It's also a loan that the school would have to pay back. Are you okay with paying that back? And when you look at that, look across the street. Look at USF. Like, those schools have taken bonds to build what they want, but they got to pay that back with interest. Like, and we need to advertise on jerseys, on the field. Exactly. Like, we definitely not doing that. I'm not ready to say we are just a way station for our players, waiting on them to get to the next level. Some of these kids, I agree. I don't think all of them, but I don't want it to come off as if I just think we're a place where the kids stay for a second and leave. But I'm realistic to the fact of we see what happens to the best players at non-power four schools. Like, so I don't even want it to be like HBCUs, right? Because sometimes we are so busy internalizing stuff that we don't just say the fact that it affects everybody. Like Andrew Body, I have to find the video. But essentially, after the UAB game, I saw multiple sources where they already stated if he stays healthy and has a halfway decent rest of the season, he's going to get at least $1 million. Don't be surprised. That NILs should be nice. He'd be doing himself a disservice to stay there. So it's not so much that you're a way station, but it's that the best are going to command the highest prices. And just like anything else, if it's outside your budget, you can't keep it. Like, don't get me wrong. I rode a Jaguar yesterday. Wasn't my car. I drive a Japanese car. I'm not a Lexus Mercedes money man. Like, Nissan, Toyota's right there where I need to be. We start having Mercedes conversations, Bugatti conversations. I can't talk. And I think that's where we're kind of at when we're like, like that. So it's not so much that you're just a way station, but it is the fact that this has to be a means to an end. And the understanding that some of these kids should stay for 4 years, but some kids are going to outperform the contract. And in business, most times we'll say somebody's got to rewrite the contract. In this case, they just find a new school. Like, and the NIL funding from the school will be funded by a fee coming off athletic tickets sold. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It's good peoples. I got great news for everyone. And Grace, let's go 2 years. And you keep that. That ain't happening. Oh, yeah. The easiest way to generate money for NIL and rev share is merch sales. I agree. For instance, put those basketball jerseys on sale. I want one badly. I don't like the new ones. I don't. I guess it might just be I'm missing the LeBron logo, but that's just me. Like, Angela appears to be influenced some of these decisions, specifically institutional awareness and the urgency of the decisions. Yeah. I mean, that's the benefit of having a FAMU in there. Like, and that's where it matters that you have a FAMU in that's been there before. Like, it's not just, you didn't just hire a Rattler to hire a Rattler. We're guilty of that. We do that a lot. Oh, you got a FAMU degree, you got a job. You hired a FAMU Rattler who she has her ear to the streets. She's listening. She's watching. She hears our complaints. And she do a little research too. And I'm saying a little to be nice. It's a lot. She's knowledgeable. And she's like, y'all making some valid points. Maybe I need to do some things to change this. Because I'm supporting FAMU athletics like you. I buy season tickets like you. That's what she's saying. So what are y'all expecting to happen? Like, it's some things, man. And I'm with you, Hollow. It's the new landscape. It's, I know it probably seems like I just don't care and it's almost transactional. It's not. It's just, I see where the game is going. And I see that in order for us to be successful, we have to do what we did before. Again, when FAMU had Willie Simmons, we were ahead of the curve. When it came to facilities, we were mid, behind in some areas, but mid. But when it came to recruiting, we were ahead of the game. When it came to organization structure, we were ahead of the game. When it came to trying to help these coaches get into new places, ahead of the game. If you're not going to get ahead of the game, you're going to get passed again. And we're seeing Jackson State's fighting the same fight. So that's why I said it's not just us. UCF fights this fight. USF is fighting this fight. Like, you can look across the landscape of college football, and routinely the best players are leaving to get more money and to move up a level. And sadly, like we saw with our boy who went to Auburn. He went to Auburn. We never heard about him again. I can't tell you any stats I've heard from James Ash at all. I've seen Gentle Hunt play, but if we're not in that multi-million-dollar space, some things got to change. And these kids are mercenaries. I keep telling y'all, much to Keep It Up fam's point about Ed Reed, go watch the Dolphins' former player Jason Taylor and that documentary or that mini short ESPN did about him being the defensive line coach. And then listen to what Reuben Bain and his counterpart said about him. And they were like, we didn't know who this guy was. NFL Hall of Famer. Did know him. And they were saying, all the stuff he taught them as a position coach and everything like that. His name meant nothing. So this new group of kids, your name ain't going to carry that much weight, especially if the dollars ain't going to match. And we ain't seen none of these guys bring all this money to no HBCUs. It sounds good. It sounds great to tell people that happens. Where have you seen it? You see them buy some tickets. That's cool. You get a flash and pan. I'm telling you now, Quinn Grady's gonna make it more than 2 years. You can bank that. You won't be right on that one. I can promise that. Barring weird stuff, Quinn Grady's a 3 to 5 year guy, at the least. Like, he just is. Like, and the only way he really shortens that up if somebody else with some more money calls. Because just like the coaches leave for more money and we lament and we fuss and we complain and how they do the players like that, players are doing the same thing. Like, I'm just saying. And FAMU 1.2 for a coach is huge investment, which is already paying off. It is. Like I said, and Mr. Campbell, he can verify it. I said this on wax. Southern and FAMU ain't playing when it comes to what they're trying to do. Neither of them are playing. And I'll be honest, Southern is more equipped to win that arms race than we are. Just straight facilities. Otherwise, like stadium commitment wise, they've already made that commitment. They really don't have to expand. Like, FAMU, we fighting, but we are a lot more dependent on people donating than we probably realize. And we're going to have to revolutionize, right? Like, again, the lifeblood of a program is recruiting. Some of this, you have to increase revenue. We talk about revenue sharing, things like that. You've got to find new ways to get people in, like whether it be through joining your booster club, who essentially just sends all the money for the most part to athletics. Like, them people don't collect salaries. Or is it just straight ticket sales? Like, but you have to find a way to do something different and modernize, because again, we're seeing the same thing over and over again. And we're having the same complaint every year. Ticket sales are down. And that's most schools. Most schools who are not modernizing and embracing this new era of football and sports are seeing ticket sales go down. Like, that's just common across the board. If you don't have loge, luxuries, cabanas, something that caters towards that middle to high end client, you're losing. And that's one of the things I think we suffer at Bragg, and we sell ourselves short because a lot of times, let's be honest, how many of y'all are middle to high end clients? Like I'm not even saying like to be facetious or to boost your head up. If you start looking at what you do outside of the football games, some of y'all will come to homecoming that weekend. You're gonna spend $3,000 to $5,000, and fam, you will be lucky to get $50. Think about if you had season tickets and you had a cabana club, some beverages, some stuff like that, and you spent $5,000 that for the season. You split that with 4 or 5 friends. All of a sudden, you get a spot with 5 or 6 people each. You charge people $5,000 to $7,000 for the whole season. Just saying, like that kind of stuff. That's the business model we're seeing, and what they're doing is now they use those funds to put back into the athletic program. Like, and Mike, me and Mike, we've been said this. You get a better premium seats, and I keep saying cabanas for a reason. It's the easiest way to do it. It's a quick, easy fix. Like the South End Zone should have cabanas. You can keep North End Zone Club. I don't care about that. That's nice. You've had a whole little nice tradition doing that. Put some cabanas in South End Zone. It's not a major construction situation. It's fairly easy. Other schools are doing it. What's up, Larry Sargent? Like, but you have to create that thing to make this sexy. Like, we are kings and queens. I believe Black people, we invented that something was sexy. Like a sexy pig, Black folks are the kings and queens of grown and sexy. Like, I promise you, grown and sexy. And it means the same thing most times. You wear a nice suit. People who are normally making 45,000 plus can drop $150 to $200 and not be a problem. Overspend on some liquor, hang out. You ain't really doing a lot of dancing. You just really trying to sit in there chilling and vibing. We the kings of grown and sexy. We can't bring grown and sexy to a football game. Like, and you think about it, what it looks like. It's the optics. Like, and look, I'm with you. I think we're gonna win with Quinn. That's just me. For real, for real. What's taking it so long to understand this model of a premium experience? I don't know. Like, I really don't. Because I literally had a conversation today with someone. And I literally showed them. And I showed them everybody but Florida State on purpose. Like, because some of y'all hate Florida State. I'm not one of them. I'm a lover. But I showed them University of Florida. They have a team store at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. Outside, that mud look raggedy. Inside, it's all right. He always does this. I don't know why. Sorry. My dad always calls it a show. Other part, I showed him the cabanas. I showed him FAU. FAU has 2 types of cabanas. They have bar top cabanas, and they just regular full-on cabanas where you have seats, coverings, drinks are brought to you, all kind of stuff. We played there. We had UCF. UCF is building a new press box. Florida Classic is going to be there next year. Like, when you go around the state university system and other schools not named Florida State, you see where these are luxury experiences you can easily replicate and make more money off of. Like, fella, don't have functional BR at Bragg. Team always have to dress at the bus. at Lawson because no running water. Because it raises money. That's why. It's because I understand. Look, I'm in Lawson when they're changing. Like, sorry, I knocked over my flask, and I hadn't touched that in weeks. But that's why it's a catalyst. That's the right word. It's something that starts the fire. It's something that, hey, it's a shot in the arm where from that one section per season from an area where you get no money, you don't get any money from that space right there. Well, all that happens is the kids sit there and they use it for Wi-Fi. You could turn that into a space that's a $50,000 to $100,000 asset to the football team, to the university for the season. And you're using a space that you don't already use. You don't value it. It don't do nothing. As you mentioned, the other team don't even run through there no more. So you could literally, I mean, you wouldn't want to, but you could almost block that space where they're at. And it also helps with crowd control because guess what? You get rid of all them people walking back and forth behind the stadium. Like, it makes business sense. It's what they do all the time. LES, he smoked the finest meats, right? Texas in every way. That brother used an off cut of meat. You can't afford oxtails. That man charged like $70, $80 for like 4 oxtails. And jokers are buying it from a piece of meat that nobody wanted. The end zone sections of most stadiums are the least valued seats. What do you do to make them valuable? You put cabanas in there. You put luxury experiences in there. That's what everybody does. You go to Buck Stadium right now. The cheapest seats are normally in the end zone. But everything else, hey, put them seats back there. Because all of a sudden, you made something that was worthless a premium product. Just like LES made oxtails, which were already not cheap, like a super premium product. And he cuts them different. Them oxtails ain't the little small oxtails you get at the Jamaican restaurant. They be fire though. Whoo, we had some oxtails last night at my shout out to Uncle John on my wife's side. They had a chromo party and they had Jamaican food. I ain't even want nothing except for rice and peas. And I can't make rice and peas like Jamaicans. I can't. I barely make rice. But they had the oxtails. Whoa. I walked in there like, how y'all doing? I left like, wagwan. Shout out to my coworkers who taught me that. Boy, I thought I was Jamaican for about a good hour or two. It was, oh my gosh. They had rum cake, real rum too. Oh my goodness. Ooh, Lord have mercy. I sinned. I did. I got gluttony. I sinned. But I'm just saying, like, I think you use those kind of things to put money up. We can't just look at what we don't have because nobody else does. They look at what it can be. And because of what it can be, you exploit that. And say, hey, well, this is what it can be. This is why you're paying for it. They may not have running water in the locker rooms, but okay, how much is it to fix? Your funds are fixing that. I think we got to start kind of getting in there, man. And I agree. Commercials, brand partnerships, name usage, profits, all that matters. Like we just got to do that kind of stuff. How much do you think it would cost to renovate the field house? I wouldn't renovate that field house. I'm sorry. I'm scorched earth with the field house. It's just me. I think when it comes to field house, I think between the field house, plumbing, you're probably talking 20 mil. That's just me. I think when AD Sykes was there, she was talking about 8. You account for inflation, probably 10 to 12. I think for the field house of my dreams, let me say it like that. is a multi-level field house. And Jay Peeps and I, we talked about this and we mentioned it again. First floor locker rooms and a weight room. And I don't even know if I guess the only reason I want that is just for like safety with the level, the weight of the weights. Second floor meeting space and also south end zone boxes. Third floor, really have that for coaches' offices, more boxes. Like I would really like for us to have like a south end zone tower that allows you to have meeting, education space, as well as entertainment space. Because all of a sudden, that place can make money throughout the year. And you can even do something like a movie night or something like that, where you're showing movies and people can sit in the stands or they can sit in the boxes. So that's just me. But I would guess I don't have numbers in front of me. I'm not an architect, but I would guesstimate a new field house plus what you need to do with the plumbing is probably in the 20s. So just saying, man. Troll level 1000. If administration is set to boycott them and replace them for smarter and better people, if it's the old guard, alums replace them with new smarter alums. The solutions are simple. Boy, you got faith the size of the mustard seed of Ed Reed. He's I will say, X and O's, he got it. He got that. He just never done it in college. Let Miami give him an opportunity. Why FAMU got to be the place? Like that's for me. And that's me. With any of those coaches. Is he gonna do what Marshall Faulk did? I'm for it. If not, and honestly, I'm still not for it because I don't think the culture and the personality translates and transfers. So yeah, just put Commanders in North End Zone, South End Zone, get some better concessions, do naming rights. That's what I'm saying. Like I even say underneath the stadium, you should have better amenities. Like again, if we're gonna say that this is the lifeblood of the program, it also includes your DSOs. Like membership should have its benefits. Season ticket holders should get a benefit. Like I've said this before, I'll put it back up there, but I think, and I told my wife, I ain't gonna hold you. These kids get out this house and I get a little extra coin to where we comfortable. I'm getting season tickets to the Bucks game. Oh, that was amazing. And again, for those who've seen it before, sorry, but the Bucks over here teasing people, talking about they're gonna make the playoffs. You keep this bull junk up, we ain't making no freaking playoffs. Sorry, I'm jaded. They lost again today. But again, like when you have these kind of facilities, you do this kind of stuff. They have a seating club, all inclusive, luxury boxes. I get you can't do all of that, but you can do some of this. Like, nah, don't worry about that. We good. Discounts on concessions. FAMU's competition is doing it. Parking included with your tickets. FAMU's competition is doing this. Exclusive events and experiences. FAMU's competition is doing all of this. Like payment plans. And the Bucks will put your butt on their payment plan. I promise you. I ain't tell you what I seen. Tell you what I done. I paid a good amount. And then we just paid the rest off. Like, and then they have special perks and stuff that's not mentioned. Like, this is the model. And this is the model of your competition. Like, I'll listen to anybody that wants to say, FAMU ain't compete with the Bucks. Like, hell, you aren't. Like, how? Because the same amount of money that I would spend to go watch the Bucks, I can go spend in Tallahassee. And you can already see where that's an incentive because all those things right there, hey, you're a season ticket holder, you get a discount at the concessions. Oh, okay. All right. And how do they do it? You scan in. It's not, let me show you my ticket. Like, nah, you get, I don't know why I put that box, but you get like a lanyard and you just scan in. That's it. You scan your lanyard, you get it, and it's a decent little discount. Like, do these kind of things. Like, oof. Florida State boosters are structured different than ours, though. Like, There's a reason Troy be warning y'all about the athletic director. I don't never want an athletic director like Michael Alford. I don't. Because as much as we say Florida State and Florida State this, they like him as much as y'all like Tiffany Dawn Sykes. They just don't say it like we did. But Michael Alford's not well liked over there. I wouldn't model a lot after what they're doing right now. They're incurring a lot of debt. They're doing stuff that we can't sustain. And honestly, that they can't sustain. Because if they could sustain it, they would have fired Mike Norvell. I'm just saying, if what they were doing was sustainable and repeatable, Mike Norvell would have been fired. Like, the question is, what is stopping the Lungs from finding these people, put them in place, and elevate FAMU? Don't look to Florida State. That's not your competition. They are, but they're not. Like, they're your competition for eyeballs, but I wouldn't look at them because they don't see you as competition. I would see what they do and see what you can replicate. But when you start looking at this real thing, your competition is UCF, USF, the Bucks, the Dolphins, the Magic, the Miami Heat, the Jacksonville Sharks, the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, Pensacola Blue Wahoos. Because why? Tallahassee ain't got but 100,000 people in there. All of them didn't go to FAM. So you're really dependent on people to come from places like Atlanta, where you got the Braves, the Falcons, and the Hawks, along with Atlanta United. That's where your real competition is going to come from, because you have to be able to get those monies. And so please say it for the people in the front and the back. Like, he's insufferable in his love for Ed Reed. But we all know the truth. Like, that man's great with X and O's. He knows the game. By the time he would get a chance, you wouldn't want him. He's probably going to be knocking the door at 60. Respectfully. He's already in his 50s. Yeah. He need Adderall. And he said all we need to do is present pictures, plans, and projections to the state. And all we have to do is show how we intend to pay it back. I don't know, Mike. Normally, I agree with you. I disagree because I don't know about those who are in power, if they're going to support that, right? I think if it lines their pockets a little bit, they're more inclined to support it, right? But I struggle with that. And I want to avoid being political. But I think even when you're looking at the FAMU's board of trustees and who's just been added in the past year or so, right? We know what's up. Like, we see what's going on. We also see, I don't think they're paying attention outside of the state of Florida what's going on. I think they're just enjoying their fiefdom and not paying attention to the outside world and saying a change is going to come, or very likely. And I don't think they understand the ramifications of that change yet. So that's just me though. But why we got to get it? Why we got to pay it back when we are owed $1.9 billion? Hello, hello, man. Look, let me. There's someone in this chat or watches the show that can pass on the idea. Absolutely. I'll say this. Before we get up out of here, right? Because we are seeing our leader has addressed some issues with athletics, right? I want her to keep that same energy with academics. I'm like y'all, man. That TMH deal concerns me. Like, y'all was paying $1 for that land, and Florida State came up here and said, okay, $1, we can up that. They use the word up, I got concerns about that. I got concerns with FAMU's position on there. I also have concerns with the history department. I said it before. I have concerns when we're looking at consolidating African American studies with history. It's not that they're not the same, but there's subtle differences. And they're important differences. My degree's in history. I didn't study African American studies. I didn't want to. And it's not because I'm not proud. It's just because I want to do something different. I want to be a history major. Full transparency, I focus really on sports. Shocker, right? My research was mostly done on the Jacksonville Redcaps, Negro League baseball team that played in Jacksonville, played in the Durkeeville neighborhood. That's where I wanted to focus. So yeah, it had a spin to it, but it also had a Keith to it. And I'm needing our leader to fight for us and to fight for those dollars and to realize in 16 months or less, we're going to have a new governor. There's one person in particular who's quietly trying to push his way to the top. And he's really running on cutting waste, fraud, and abuse. And if you're not careful and not paying attention, you're not going to realize that the governor has aligned himself with that person. Maybe not so much with those people. So it's going to be interesting to see because they're going through to try to figure out where they can cut spending. I've said it once. I'll say it again. How long before they come to FAMU? Because when the alumni say at a board of trustees meeting that over $1 million has been allocated for stuff and we still have vacancies, I don't think it's going to matter who appointed that person because they're going to be looking for a certain thing to prove a political point. Keith ain't that guy. I'm not here to prove political points. But what I am going to always try to do is point out what we see coming. And when it comes to FAMU, I need my president to fight for those funds because they're owed to FAMU. And I also need for her to fight for those programs because, but for so long, are you going to be the #1 public HBCU? Because Morgan State's coming. North Carolina A&T's coming. And the ugly truth is those schools are taking the best and the brightest out of Florida. I've seen one today. He's at A&T. He's in the band. He's an engineer. He wanted to come to FAMU. A&T gave him a better offer. We saw, I don't know if you saw the pivot. Shout out to the, Ryan Clark and those guys when they had the governor of Maryland up there, and he made it no qualms about his support for HBCUs. I'm just saying that support over a length of time is going to merit itself and turn into results that are going to eventually lead to us not being no more public HBCU because we do a lot of in spite of, but Kobe said it best. We got to start doing more with more. Kobe's been gone for like 3 years, and we're still saying we need to do more with more. So eventually, somebody got to do it. And we need that visionary leader. And he called out the last president for not understanding how important athletics was. Well, guess what? Marvel, you understand how important athletics are. We need you to make sure you understand how important the rest of it is and how important protecting it is. Because, yeah, Otherwise, all those facts and all those figures aren't going to matter because they brought you in to make money. And you got to hit some matrix and everything else. I don't see it. You got to do some things, man. It is not all your fault, but it's not personal. It's just they mad. So, yeah, I'm trying to make sure I'm gonna exit that before we get off there too far. But just saying, it's going to be very interesting to see how this works out and how we continue to use this to build back better, right? All right, y'all. Let's get up out of here. It's been an hour well spent. I called back that old man. He called. I don't know why he be calling in the middle of the show. Like mom's not watching it. All right, y'all. For everybody, HBCU Digital Network, I'll catch y'all after the Christmas break, man. So we're gonna definitely try to get our graphics together, use a little time, man. And start getting ready, man. I hope to be there Tuesday though. I do have that question about the African American Studies program, merging with the history department or consolidating. I got a question, especially when we've lost amazing professors like Reginald Ellis to other sister HBCUs that ain't FAMU. It's troubling because that's a Rattler. He cut his teeth at FAMU. He left and he came back home. And yeah. All right, y'all. For everybody, HBCU Digital Network, man. Again, we're gonna catch y'all next Sunday, probably. Yeah, probably next Sunday, man. So if not, but yeah. So Thursday, no show. Enjoy Christmas. Enjoy your cake, your turkey, your pies. I might probably do some ribs. We're gonna do a little something. Y'all know I can get down to ones and twos, man. All right, y'all. We will catch y'all. And if you see us before then, though, I have a little special something where the Avengers have to come back together. You know, we'll see if Nick Fury say a little something. He's out and about, but the Avengers are always working behind the scenes, right? All right, y'all. For everybody, HBCU Digital Network, you already know what's up and what's always gonna be. Fangs up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal.
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Dorsey, how